Jen Hope, what's up? Sebastian here, and I just want to welcome you to Valley Creek students. Even here online, we are a movement of hope for the city and beyond. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a look at this weekend's message. And if you haven't caught that yet, you can always click the link below in the description to catch up on what we've been talking about over this weekend. And if you're looking for ways to get connected, like, man, maybe you need prayer for anything, we would love the opportunity to pray for you, or you want to get connected in student circles, man, go ahead and click right here for all that information for Valley Creek students. But right now, can you go ahead, prepare your heart, because God has something great for you. So go ahead, lean in, because it's going to be amazing.
Hello, Valley Creek students, and welcome to Student Circles. We are so glad you are here. And wherever you're coming from, whatever day you've had, God is with us tonight, and we're excited to experience Him together. This past weekend, our teaching team continued a powerful, timely series called Along the Way. And as a family, we're looking back at this year, and we're asking God, what have you taught us along the way? What lessons, truths, or promises are you trying to show us? And ultimately, we're asking Jesus, where do we need to lean in? This week, we focused in on moments. Pastor Justin shared with us that life isn't found in the worries of tomorrow, but it's found in the moments with Jesus today. We were created to live in the moment with Jesus. He clearly tells us, don't focus on the worries of tomorrow, but live with Him today. Guys, moments are quick. They're powerful. Can you think of a memorable or impactful moment right now that has defined your life? We think moments can be ordinary, and they can, but they can also be full of impact or importance. Maybe like the moment you moved for the first time, or your first day at a new school, or maybe the day your mom brought your baby brother or sister home from the hospital. Those are moments to remember. But if we're not careful, they're quick and they're so easy to miss. Think of it like this. In the book of Luke, one of the Gospels, Jesus is having a conversation with all of His disciples, kind of like the conversations we're having at our circles. The conversation was all about moments. And in verse 25, He asks them, guys, can all your worries add a single moment to your life? And if worry can't accomplish a little thing like that, what's the use of worrying over bigger things? Jesus is asking us the same questions. What are you going to do with the moments you've been given? He's asking, why worry about tomorrow? Why build up and stress about tomorrow? What does it add to today? And how can it actually steal or affect the moment right here, right now? Think about it like this. Have you ever found yourself hanging out with your friends, playing games, or just talking, and you feel your mind starts to drift away? Suddenly someone throws something at you or shouts your name, and you snap back into the moment. Your friend maybe says, hey, where'd you go? Where's your head? And in that instance, you realize that you were there physically, but your mind was thinking about something else. Maybe it was schoolwork. Assignments are stacking up, or there's a big test in the next couple days. Maybe it's family drama. Your parents are frustrated with you, or your siblings annoying you. Or maybe it was something about you. You're feeling alone, anxious, or you're overanalyzing something that you said earlier that day. Whatever it was that you were thinking about, it was stealing you from that moment with your friends. Maybe even right now, I'm talking about this moment, and you're thinking about something else. Food, friends, homework, it honestly could be anything. But let me pull you back in for a minute, because I don't want you to miss what Jesus has for us in this place. You see, Jesus, He was the master of moments. He lived in the moment, and He lived an abundant life. In the Lord's Prayer, one of the world's most famous prayers, Jesus says, Give us today our daily bread. He's not asking for tomorrow's bread. He's not asking for next week's bread. He's asking for today's bread. See, Jesus knew something that we need to catch. He knew that most life could not be found in the worries of tomorrow, but in the moments of today. Jesus lived in the moment. He lived an along the way lifestyle. I mean, just take a second and think about the Gospels. Everywhere Jesus went, miracles, life, joy followed. He didn't rush through life. He didn't try and get through it. He lived each day to the fullest. Jesus found life in every moment. Sometimes we think the story of Jesus is really about Christmas and Easter. But guys, that's only 4 chapters of the Gospels. There's 89 other chapters where Jesus is just living his life, living in the moment, and he has a lot to teach us. How did Jesus live a life full of moments? And how can we live a life full of moments with Jesus? Luke 12:31 and 32 gives us a pretty clear answer. It says, "Seek the kingdom of God above all else, and he will give you everything you need. So don't be afraid of a little flood, for it gives your Father great happiness to give you the kingdom." Jesus focused in on the kingdom of God, not the worries of the world. And guys, we can too. The kingdom of God, it's life, it's peace, it's joy, and it's wisdom. The kingdom of God is something we can experience here and now. Let me say it to you like this. A moment with Jesus, it doesn't have to be complicated. And it's one of my favorite things about following Jesus every day. During this season, I realized that the more moments I spend with Jesus, the more I experience his kingdom. That moments with Jesus are game changers here on earth. Here's what I mean. I recently got married and I moved into a tiny 1-bedroom apartment with my husband. And during the spring, when everything was changing and shutting down, we were both working from home and things felt crammed, to say the least. I had so many moments of anxiety and worry and straight up frustration. And I remember one moment I lost all my patience and I stormed out of the apartment. I was done. And when I got to the parking lot and I took a breath, I heard the Spirit of God whisper, "Hey Mace, you want to go on a walk with me?" And I spent the next 20 or so minutes walking around my apartment complex with God, talking to him, probably looking like a crazy person. But it didn't matter. I was processing all of the anxiety, all the worry, all the frustration that I was experiencing with my best friend, Jesus. I felt safe. I felt free to share my heart. And that's what Jesus does. He met me in my worry and he gave me hope. He filled every moment with life. You see, guys, Jesus is always with you, whether we feel him or not. And he always wants to give you life. He wants to flip all the hard moments into moments of connection, moments of intimacy. He wants to give you grace. He wants to show you that you're so loved and that you're so valuable to him. That is the kingdom of God. When Jesus comes in, he meets us where we are and he gives us life in the moment. So what kind of moments have filled your year? Have you had those moments with Jesus? Have you had moments focused on tomorrow or worried about what's ahead? And maybe what's keeping you from experiencing life with Jesus right now? Well, I have some good news for you. And it is good news. Jesus, he already lived the perfect life for you. One of the greatest moments is when he gave his life in exchange for yours. So you can live a life full of moments with Him. Catch this. Maybe you've missed moments with Jesus this year because you're too focused on or you're too worried about tomorrow. That's okay. Jesus isn't mad at you. Trust that He wants to meet with you right now. He wants to meet with us and give grace. This is a moment for you to encounter His grace and love. And if you've never had a moment with Jesus, this is a moment. He loves you and He wants to meet you with grace, hope, and love. Right now, you can have a moment with Jesus and become a part of His family.